How to find a suitable coach? This question comes from Steffi. Thank you so much. I had thought it was easy, but then I started thinking more and it's not that easy. There are multiple approaches. So I thought maybe I would tell you how I found my own coach and what I would look for in a coach, and also like the process of approaching one and evaluating. The way I found my latest coach was purely by chance. It was on LinkedIn. I saw a post of a coach who completed the same education as I did, but in a different cohort. And I really felt drawn to her picture and her story, like the way she formulated it. And she's not the first coach I have in my network. I see posts of coaches on Facebook and on LinkedIn. This was the only one where I really felt like, okay, this is the person whom I can work with. There was some element of intuition. What I thought makes her a suitable coach for me was non-judgmental writing, the authenticity, her life experience, and also her calm presence somehow. There's a feeling of calmness and peace that was emanating from her picture. These were just the hints. Of course, this is like my judgment based on text and the picture, so it doesn't have to be true at all. And that's why whenever you find a coach or whenever you look for a coach, I really encourage you to reach out to this person and schedule like half an hour coffee or something like this. Most of coaches offer this online. Get to know this person and see if there is chemistry between you. So in case of that female coach, I did message her and I asked her if she would be willing to have a cup of coffee so we could see how we get on with each other and if we could work together. She said yes, and we've been in a coaching relationship ever since. There are also some coaches in the meantime that really put me off somehow. So there are like two types of coaches that I have an allergy for. One of the coaches are just, exaggerated storytelling. Like before coaching, my life was total crap and I was in the bad place in life and depressed and jobless and homeless and helpless. I discovered coaching or found this coach and so on. And now my life is just Ponyhof. I think Ponyhof is a German word, but you know what I mean. Like, wonderful paradise, heaven on earth. I'm always wary of those stories. They might be true for this coach and for this person, and I don't want to deny that. And I'm happy to hear that coaching helps them change their life for the positive. To me, the stories feel not really that authentic, a little bit salesy. Just my perception. It doesn't have to be true. And if I like the coach for over the values, or the things they do in life, their activities, then I will reach out to them nevertheless, even if one post or one story made me eye roll. That's one coach type I have allergy for. The second type are all those business coaches. Okay, now I'm gonna make some enemies, I think. Business coaches are also needed for a lot of entrepreneurs and so on. But what I don't like is when people call themselves life coaches and they fish for other life coaches and help them create a coaching business, which is nothing more than making an online course or an app. And don't get me wrong, I'm a digital learning specialist, so I know the value of good online course. However, the whole intention of becoming a life coach is to help individuals with their own struggles and reframing this individual mindset. So it's one thing to create an online course and give them some tools to do it, and another thing to have this time one-to-one, give your attention to a person and ask them good questions, insightful questions that help them figure out things for themselves. The first thing is not gonna replace the second one, and these coaches, they just push the idea of don't exchange your time for money. Like, what the heck? This is the type of coach I would be very wary of, because the whole magic of coaching happens in this time that you give another person, and no app is gonna replace it. It can support it, but not replace it. I need to maybe make another video about blended learning. So those are the two types of coaches that I would be very wary of. And how to find a suitable coach? I would say that pretty important aspect is to feel the chemistry between you and the coach, because you want him or her to feel relatable somehow, that you feel safe with their presence and that you can trust them. So if you meet a coach during online coffee and this coach tells you stories that shouldn't be told, or gives you opinions that shouldn't be shared, or gives you opinions at the wrong time. One time I had this coaching experience. I was coached by somebody, and throughout the session I figured out some new beliefs and new ways to deal with a difficult and important situation to me. And at the end of a coaching session, this coach just said, it's interesting that you figured this out this way, because I was thinking, phew. And he shared his opinion that totally destroyed every single thing that I figured out for myself. So this is also something that I would look out for when finding a coach, like how much space do they give me? These negative examples I gave, they all come down to coaching competencies. And of course, they can be developed. It's a work in progress. So I really didn't want to sound very mean when I criticized the behaviors of some people who claim to be coaches without having any idea what coaches is all about. And finally, it depends on your goals. If your goal is to develop in the leadership direction or like get promoted in the company, you might look for executive coaches or leadership development coaches, or some coaches that already have some experience in getting promoted within the companies. It would be cool maybe for you or interesting to combine coaching with mentoring. Mentor is somebody who can give you some specific tips on how to progress in your own path, in your own way, based on your goals. It's kind of like walking through a forest. If a forest is clear, the mentor can tell you like, do this, do that, be careful of this rock, be careful of this tree, there's going to be a sharp turn right in 3 days or whatever. He already knows the way. But a coach is more about, there is a lot of fog and unknown and uncertainty, or you have multiple ways, and the coach is like going behind you and asking you to direct your attention to the specific direction, and by that helping you put the pieces together, figure out your next steps and get where you want to be ultimately. It's up to you if you want somebody to purely be your coach or purely be your mentor, or a combination of both. I feel like I've been talking a lot. Next time, if you want to find a coach, look for one. You can put it in the LinkedIn search. You can schedule a call with one or two or a couple of them until you find that one person who really connects with you and that you can trust and feel like that's the right coach. So don't underestimate the chemistry. I think that's a good closing sentence, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.